Hello everyone, thank you for joining today. Just 2 minutes to check the voice quality, and we are going on through the charts and through material that I have already prepared for today live stream. Okay, it looks everything fine. So as beginning we are going to look at the economy calendar as usual. It is very important that we should know what we may face during this week and during the beginning of the week. Tomorrow morning we have the Bank of Australia with interest rate decision. It will be very important because it is not expected to increase the interest rates. It has some minor chances that probably they can increase the interest rates. However, also during the previous time they pointed out that we are not going to increase because we want to look at the effect that it is going to impact the economy. We have to be very careful because if they are going to increase the interest rates as a surprise, it is going to impact the market in an aggressive way. But on the other hand, if they are not going to increase, I'm not expecting any big negative impact. However, we have to be very careful because the market is not stable at all, and we can never know how it will react at that decision, despite the fact that everyone is expecting that it will not change the interest rate. We should know that it happened the same thing with the Japanese yen. They didn't change the monetary policy statement. Price was in the same area up and down for more than 3 weeks, and later we saw the Japanese yen to move and to get weaker during these days. This is what we have to be careful also with Australian dollar. Tomorrow morning we have also retail sales data from Germany. It is expected that it may improve, so we have to see how it will be during this week. We have the lending data, ACB bank lending data survey. I don't know how this can impact the market. It will be a bit, let's say, it will not be a clear indicator at this moment because the focus is not only in these indicators. Another one that will impact the market during the midday will be the CPI data. As we can see, we have the CPI data from Eurozone, Harmonized Index of Consumer Prices. This is going to move the market again. It will be a market mover for the Euro pairs. And on Wednesday is very important. Look at the importance of the data that we have on Wednesday. We have the beginning of the morning, European morning, with unemployment data from New Zealand. We have data from Australia, retail sales data, unemployment rate from Eurozone again, and later during the day we are going to have FOMC. This is going to be the focus of the market for Wednesday. That is why we don't have to rush to open USD related pairs. It will be very interesting. It will be also very risky. They said also since the previous time that we are going to increase the interest rates. Thank you everyone that is already joined. I really appreciate it. For FOMC, we can say that already said that we are going to increase the interest rates, and they have supported the economy also during the previous meetings. We have to be careful because of the monetary policy statement and what Powell is going to speak during the press conference. He is a big supporter of the USD, and I don't think that he is going to give up this time. So it will be also a very risky day for trading during the news event. So it is probably to trade during the coming days. On Thursday, we have from Australia, the trade balance. It may impact the Australian dollar. And we have also during the US market opening, we are going to have the ACB interest rate decision. We have the ACB monetary policy statement, and we have also the change of deposit rates. They said also during the previous time that we will continue to grow the interest rates, considering that ECB had negative interest rates before, and they are down, and they are not in line with Fed because ECB was in negative interest rates. 3.25 is expected, and it will be very interesting, the press conference that will be 30 minutes after during the interest rate decision. This is going to be the most important part. During the previous press conference, they had a positive impact in the market. We have to be careful. So also Wednesday and Thursday are very risky days for trading related with Euro and USD pairs. And during the European evening, we have also a speech from the Bank of Canada governor here. On Friday, we have the monetary policy statement from the Bank of Australia. I don't know why they are sharing the monetary policy statement in another day compared to interest rate decision, because usually these are in the same days and most of the time 30 minutes and maximum 1 hour from the interest rate decision. However, this is during the European morning. Retail sales data from Eurozone. This is 10 a.m. London time. And also on Friday we have the non-farm payroll data. And also from Canada we have the employment data as well. So it will be a very volatile week. We have to be very careful. However, these are going to be the market movers for these days. Let's go now and let's see what is going from the technical perspective. Just one moment. One of the guys is asking about Euro GBP. Yes, I'm going to update this. Just let's take one by one all the charts. Thank you for asking. The first one that we are going to look at is dollar index. As you may see, the dollar index is still holding very strong, above 100.84. This is the point that probably it will increase the chances for the bearish movement. However, as long as the price is above that point, we have also higher chances the dollar index may continue to correct up again. So we may see a stronger dollar for the moment. Also on a lower time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, as you may see for the dollar index, price is already moving in a narrow zone. It is moving up and down within this area. It is not stopping at all. We don't have any clear direction, and probably we are not going to have any clear direction until FOMC. So it will be as a minimum, I guess, and tomorrow we may see dollar index to move down again. It was updated several times, the dollar index. Also, when it was at this point, price didn't manage to break down. We can see to break about the structure. We can see more development here. And as we can see, it keeps developing more, despite the fact that we have these strong bullish candles on the 4-hour. The current structure close to 102 is holding very strong. And the chances are very higher that we may see dollar index to move one more time down before the next movement. However, let's see, for the moment this is still moving in a range movement that is located within this area. 102, 101.21. This is a zone. A move above 102 will help the USD dollar to increase further at this moment. So this is a potential scenario for the dollar index that is going to support all the USD pairs during this moment. So let's see, this is what this is showing. For the moment we are still within the corrective pattern, and these are the scenarios that I'm looking at. These are the possible moves until Wednesday evening. So let's see what is going to happen. Thank you to everyone that is joining. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I would really appreciate your support. It helps me a lot. The next one that we are going to look at is US 100 or Nasdaq. Just a moment. From a structure perspective that we are looking at Nasdaq, we may see that price is close to the first and the strongest structure zone here. This is the area where the price is right now. It looks like the price may increase more from the current position. During the previous time, the bearish movement began on December, end of December, it was here, December 21. So the price is moving in a bearish trend since a 2-year period of time. We are in a bearish trend. And finally, we can see that this index is recovering a bit. Probably we may see all the stock market that is related with this index to recover on the daily chart. It will not be a movement that will be in 1 day or 1 week. We can see that from the previous times on the daily chart, price created a bullish pattern before. It was very interesting how it was created. It came down, we can see a strong breakout, and during the previous week, it was at the beginning of March, so it was approximately 1 month correction, sorry. It was this point here. Price completed this pattern. All of this pattern here, this is approximately a 1 month time correction. Price is already breaking out from this pattern, and the chances are very high as it seems that it may continue to grow further from this point. It looks very interesting on the daily chart. It may give some breath to all the stock market. Let's move on a 4-hour time frame and let's see what the price is already doing here. The pattern that we are looking at looks very solid for the moment. Also, the breakout that we may see looks very interesting. The maximum that we may have is a normal correction, and after that US 100 may increase further again. I would like to look at the first target, the structure zone that we are looking at for the daily chart. And later on, if the price is going to increase more, the chances are very high that it may test the second structure. This is for a longer term perspective, and we are on the daily chart for US 100. It's very simple scenario considering how the price is already creating these clear patterns. Very interesting bullish continuation pattern here. Probably the bullish movement may begin during FOMC, considering that all the focus will be on FOMC and also on non-farm payroll data that will be this week. It will be very interesting, the overall movement that it will be created, and the chances are very high for this movement. However, the press conference related with FOMC will be very important at this moment. Thank you so much to all of you for the nice comments. Thank you, Florian. I really appreciate it. Yes, probably we are going to look at also BTC chart. Just give me some moments, please. I really appreciate. The next one that we are going to look at is Euro USD. As I pointed out also before, we have to be very careful with Euro USD, considering that we have very important data. We have FOMC, the first one, and ACB, the second one. For the moment, the price is already showing for potential bearish movement. During these days, I shared also this piece of information here related with the candle. We had a very aggressive bullish movement someday during the previous week. I also shared this analysis, just one moment. And as you may see, I was looking at for potential failure at this point. It was very aggressive. It was related with volatility at that moment. However, it was very risky because this volatility can push the price even higher sometime in order to develop the market. But we have to be also careful when we see this type of, let's say, false breakouts, but these are volatility candles. As you may see during the next days, price moved down as expected, as I shared for the bearish targets again. So all the movement resulted at this point as a failure. So what we can face at this moment for Euro USD? We have to be very careful. In my opinion, this breakout in the current conditions, it doesn't mean anything at all. The problem is that during this month, we have seen not only Euro USD, but since when the banking crisis began 2 months ago, we have seen Euro USD and almost all the other currencies to face very big problems with the patterns, with the patterns that were invalidated. In my opinion, this was a very strange thing. It's the first time that I was looking at so many patterns to fail one by one, because usually the market tends to respect the patterns. And that is showing that also the market is in a type of panic mode, as long as it is not respecting anything at all. It's just doing up and downs in different ways. And in some others, it is moving with very long extended trends, up or downs, with very low volume that it takes time to complete. That is why we have to be careful at this moment. This breakout for the moment is showing that the chances are higher that we may see the bearish movement, considering that we have also FOMC, that is going to be the first one. Everyone knows that they are going to increase the interest rates because they pointed out that also before. But it will be also very difficult. Just one moment. Thank you so much, guys, for the nice comments. I really appreciate it. Tell about how to identify trend. This is out of topic for the moment. I really appreciate it, but it's not the right moment for Euro USD on the 15 minute. As you may see, for the moment, price already broke out from the structure zone, and I'm looking at for potential bearish movement. Also, the previous candles, as you may see, this was closed very bearish. It looks like it may continue to move down further from this point. However, we should remember that price created the same thing also before. Look at the bearish candle and price increased. We have the bullish candle and price came down again. So despite the fact that we have a bullish candle, a bearish candle, probably we may see Euro USD to increase again. That is why we have to be very careful at this moment. Probably only any solid breakout below this zone that we are looking at is going to increase the bearish volume. At that moment, the price will continue to test the structure zones. However, as long as Euro USD didn't move down today to break through this area, considering also the better than expected US data, I would recommend you to be careful because we may see Euro USD to increase again from the current zone. We have one structure that is holding the price, a second one, and a third one. It can push the price up again. However, for the moment this is holding. That is why we have to be careful. It can increase again. So it is better if you stay out for a moment and see what is going to happen. We need more confirmation for all movements. But I think that it has chances to increase again, considering that we have ACB and FOMC ahead, and the market will speculate with both moves at this moment. This is overall for Euro USD, so it keeps increasing the chances for a bearish movement. However, also failure is possible at this moment. We don't have any clear data on the lower time frame. I don't see those data. Considering that the first one is FOMC, probably we may see any bullish movement, any strength on Euro USD, and later we can see something else. So let's see FOMC first, and probably we are going to update also during ACB. These are the first targets that I'm looking at for Euro USD as a bearish movement for the moment. But it's very, very risky for related with these currency pairs. The next one that we are looking at is GBP USD. I shared this during Saturday, and as you can see, at this moment the price created a bullish movement and also a bullish flag pattern. This was showing on the daily chart with this close that the price was going to increase further at this moment. Which was the problem? Because I'm sharing mostly for my followers this problem that I pointed out also on the chart when I shared it. Just one moment. As I pointed out also before, the only problem is that it can also move down in the same way that it created the bullish wave. The problem was because during Friday evening, price created a very aggressive movement, a very aggressive bullish movement. It was not related with anything at all this movement. It was 135 pips. It was very strange because all the GBP pairs increased value in a crazy way. It was not normal at all. Price confirmed the bullish pattern and it was looking very bullish. The problem was that it was also very strange that without happening anything at all, we saw the price above a very strong structure. That is why I shared that the technical perspective is showing that we are going to have a bullish move, but we have to be careful about this movement. And look at what happened during the market opening. Price is down 100 pips. I'm not clear at all about this move, considering that the pattern was already validated despite the fact that the price is moving down. Probably GBP USD can increase again. However, 100 pips within the pattern, it is never good in trading. So this is very strange situation when the price moves in this way. The problem is that in the current conditions, it can create something similar like a type of head and shoulder, and it can dump everything after that. That is why this is very suspicious with what is doing in this pattern. So GBP USD also during these times invalidated many patterns during the bullish movement. All of this movement was followed from many failed setups. If I'm not wrong, I shared also before all of these patterns here. The first one was this pattern, an ABC pattern. It was beautiful. Price came down and it was invalidated. A second one that was also very solid, it was this wedge pattern, a beautiful one. After the price created a breakout, we saw that everything was invalidated again, and that is why we have to be careful from these currency pairs. Probably you like to trade this, but I would advise to stay away. For the moment it looks like the chances are higher for GBP USD to move down, considering that we have also a small structure breakout on the 60-minute chart. Price may test this structure and it may move down, or it can continue to move down from this point. However, this is very complex as trading scenario, and we have to be very careful. It is not one of my trading scenarios right now. This is one of those trades that it is better if you stay away, or probably you can trade for some hours and close the trade. For the swing trade, this is very ugly. It can create many things. Probably we may see something more clearer during FOMC, let's say. Another one that I wanted to share with you is New Zealand yen. The fact that I'm sharing this setup is very simple. The harmonic pattern is beautiful, and in normal conditions this is one of my favorite patterns to trade harmonics. I wouldn't have hesitated in the current in a normal condition. The problem is that during the previous week everyone was expecting for the Bank of Japan to share any type of surprise news during the live event. The problem is that they didn't send any signal at all. They didn't change anything in the monetary policy statement. They also pointed out again that we are going to increase the minimum salaries, as they said also before during the month, that supported the Japanese yen to increase value. But this time the Japanese yen didn't move at all. Probably considering that the market was focused on that big surprise, probably it was the only problem that created the aggressive movement related with the yen pairs. However, the problem that I'm looking at, it is not New Zealand yen. The problem that I'm looking at right now is, considering the market conditions, yen is very weak. And if we are going to look at some of the yen pairs, we may see, for example, Swiss franc yen, that this is testing very old areas here. On the monthly chart, if we are going to open the monthly chart, we are not too far away from the top, and this top here is dating back in December 79. So this is December 79 here. The problem is that during the press conference, they didn't say anything at all related with the yen devaluation. And all of that silence probably should mean something. I don't know what is happening. But if we are going to measure the distance from this top, we are not too far away from a very old zone here. This is approximately 500 pips away. Considering that all the yen pairs move very easily, very fast, 500 pips is not too much at all. But the problem is that what can this create at this moment? We can see that this is slowing down. However, all the yen pairs are very weak. And if we are going to look at on our chart, despite the fact that we have a very good and solid pattern, the problem is that New Zealand yen can test the top of the structure here. This is a big problem considering that the market is not reacting related with yen for the moment. This is a big problem that can push the price also higher for New Zealand yen, despite the fact that the others may not increase for the moment. New Zealand dollar is showing some strength for the moment. Yen is still weak. It is holding strong. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bank of Japan is going to come out with any strong statement. Considering that they didn't share anything at all related with the devaluation of the yen, probably will happen something. However, this pattern looks solid, looks beautiful, but it's also risky because yen is very, very weak. As long as the Bank of Japan is not sharing any new update related with their policy statement or what they can do, this is very risky all the time. So it is better if you stay away, or as a minimum, if you are going to trade this pattern, you should risk not a big amount, very small amount all the time. So this is overall what I'm looking at. The next one that I want to update is for the first guy that asked about Euro GBP. This is the analysis that I have shared the previous time during the previous week. It was a structure analysis that I shared on April 23, as I see. Price managed to stop in our structure zone. Our area showed it to be very strong and the price came down. In the current conditions, we have to be very careful. We have ACB ahead. We can never know what they can speak. Probably it can be also a trend reversal that can push the price up again in the current conditions. However, it is better if you stay away because the price can also move down before it will increase or we can see any bearish movement again. Considering the ECB decision, I would say that Euro GBP should increase, but this is not showing any strength for the moment. We have to be very careful because also on a 4-hour chart, price is close to a structure zone. It may help Euro GBP to increase, but in the same way, it can create also the bearish movement here. So it is better if you will stay away from the market. On a lower time frame, this is not showing anything at all. It is just consolidating in this area, so I don't see anything interesting. Also, the bearish wave that already was created was very aggressive, and we can never know if this is going to stop in this area and it can move down again. So stay away because it's very, very aggressive wave down that GBP created. I don't like this too much. The next one, BTC. Just let's see what is happening with Bitcoin for the moment. Okay, so for Bitcoin, probably I will do another live stream related with cryptocurrencies. Let's see if I will have time tomorrow to schedule a new one. Price is creating this type of patterns. We had a bigger daily inverted head and shoulder pattern, and we are in another potential pattern that is showing that it can move the price down. Also, where the price was during these days, it was testing a very strong area. I was looking at for the price to continue to moving down from this point. This is showing for a possible bearish scenario. However, we are on a possible right shoulder development as we are looking at on Bitcoin. For the moment, we have also a structure zone located close to 30,000 that is showing that the price may continue to move down further. However, I think that most of the movements will be related with FOMC this time, considering that we have FOMC ahead. Probably we may have the chance that the price may test the 30,000 zone or 29,000 in this small structure. And if this is going to hold, we may see Bitcoin to move down close to the neckline of the pattern that we have, 26,600, and a breakdown below this neckline, the price will stop in the next area. So definitely the strongest zone will be found close to 25,500 approximately. This is the area that I'm looking at. However, for the moment we have to be careful because this is only in development right now. The good, or let's say the better than expected US data created a small bearish movement in this zone. However, Bitcoin can manage to recover close to 29,100 before it will move down again. So I don't see Bitcoin to continue moving down without doing any type of up and downs. It is too early for Bitcoin to do that movement. So let's see, because it is still in development of this pattern that I'm looking at for the moment. This is overall for Bitcoin. Another of the members is asking about Australian dollar and Canadian dollar. This is going to be very, very complex in my opinion. Considering the market conditions, we have to be very careful. I will explain why. We have to be careful because tomorrow morning Australian Bank is going to share the decision related with the interest rate decision, and that is going to impact the market. It is not expected to increase the interest rates. However, if they are going to increase the interest rates, it will be a positive impact for the Australian dollar against Canadian dollar. We may see that the price is stopped within these areas for the moment. If price is going to break through the structure zone, and probably this may happen if the Bank of Australia is not going to increase the interest rates, probably it will create chances for the price to continue moving down further. The chances are that it can come close to the structure zone that we may see. We have two structure areas for the moment. It can be also a movement that can happen very fast and it can increase again. However, considering the past, that Australian dollar is still holding strong against Canadian dollar, the chances are also high that we may see only any speculative move and it may increase again. So it will not be that easy, and it is not good to trade before the news event. We have to see what is going to happen, I think. It is not that easy. If you want to speculate with this, we are in the support zone. Price may increase in the same way as it can move down at this moment. So we don't have anything to support the bullish or the bearish movement. The price is just waiting for the news here. So this is overall for Aussie CAD. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream for today. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button and follow. I would really appreciate it. And probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I will do another live stream related with the cryptocurrencies. you can write in the comment section of this video about the cryptocurrencies that you would like to see. And also, you may write also about the currencies that you want to see on the next live streaming, because I will try to do more often like this live stream. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all on the next video. Bye bye.